Hi, good afternoon. Something a little bit different to my newsfeed that I haven't posted. I will also probably share this on another YouTube channel that I have set up for a local artist in my hometown called Anne-Marie. Now, in front of me, I have two MDf Hearts. I was very anti-MDF for ages. That's what they look like on the other side, and because of the way they are laser cut, they always have that brown edging around the outside of them. But during lockdown, it was one of the most easiest things to get posted to my house in order to keep my children entertained. So now I literally have boxes full of MDF shapes from 2 years ago that still have not had anything done with them. A few of them my children did paint, and they did make into Christmas presents and birthday presents for family and friends. So with these, I'm just basically doing it as a hobby. It's not a job. But it just allows me to have that kind of downtime when I'm not working with the little ones. I mean, ideally, I would have loved to have set up my own art gallery if things had gone well. But realistically, I can't see that happening in the future at this moment in time. But potentially an online art gallery is something I could consider. But as I've said before, because I'm in a rented property, I cannot use my rental address for my business. So I have been painstakingly working with different organizations over the last 20 years, mainly over the last 10, to say, look, if I want to be self-employed and I want to set up my own business, how do I go about registering? Because I'm in rentals. I do not own any property. I don't have a mortgage, and I cannot afford to rent a business unit. So, it's those sort of things that you have to think about before setting up a business. Is what is your income and expenditure like? How are you going to make sure that you can pay the rent at the end of every month? So this is why I was self-employed for a while, but then again, ill health took over and I had to liquidize what I was doing. But if it was something I was going to consider again in the future, then I really, really need someone who knows what they're doing to support me and help me. But unfortunately, the job centre's attitude when I've tried to speak to them about it has been, well, in order for you to be classed as self-employed, you can't be claiming any benefits. And I know that that's not the case, because I know plenty of people who are self-employed who are still on the legacy benefits, who are now being transferred onto universal credit, and people who also work, who, like myself, were claiming independent payments. Sorry, personal independent payments, because you can claim personal independent payments and work. So just like I was doing. But I know it's a very mediocre thing, very sort of feminine thing to say, oh, I want my own art gallery and all that. But it was always something I did want to do from a young age. But again, I tried to go down the more academic route of employment because I couldn't see myself earning enough just doing art all day. I'm not saying that's the case for every artist in the world, but the majority of artists, unfortunately, do, until they get a recognised and established name for themselves, do end up having to have more than one job. So this is where I've got to so far, and I will continue once they have dried. What I have used is oil, paint. I usually use acrylic, but as I'm trying to use up what I've already got around the house, I have decided to use oil this time round.